What's up, everybody? Welcome to the EZPZ Podcast EP062. We got a great show for you this week. Going to talk about the latest with Logan Paul and that whole suicide force debacle. Talk about Toys R Us closing and how that hits home for us in Des Moines. We got 2 closing. Esports and sports. Lots of stuff going on with the NFL, Super Bowl and stuff coming up. Overwatch finals, I hear.
The other coming up.
Joining me this week, Nick.
What's up, guys?
What up, Nick? Always glad to have you on.
Yeah.
Trey.
Hello.
And we got Clem.
Hello.
That's his tag now, guys. Hello. All right, y'all. Let's kick it off real quick. I'll start with the Logan Paul stuff, the latest, greatest. So after about 21 days, close to 3 weeks, I guess, he was dormant. He was gone. He was not posted on YouTube. Nobody saw a single thing from him after he posted that whole apology thing. Now he's back with what a lot of his critics are saying is a giant PR stunt to save his career.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get into some feelings on that. But he busts out a 7-minute video. It is no jokes, no pranks, straight up, honest. He's had some revelations. I'm sure he got a haircut. He looks a little bit less like a douchebag bro.
Not wearing any silly clothes.
He's not wearing the silly clothes, not wearing the Toy Story alien hat.
Do you know about this guy, Clem?
No, I have to be honest. I didn't. Really
Okay. We'll recap a little bit of what happened. So when over on New Year's Eve, he posts a video on YouTube at the Aokigahara Forest, which is better known as the suicide forest in Japan. It's at the base of Mount Fuji. Japan has like insane rate of suicide. Like it's nuts. Right. Even though it's like one of the cleanest, happiest places in the world, like happiest in quotes. Obviously, there's issues.
Well, yeah, it's such a huge population, and people are worked to death. Like they work 80+ hours.
Honor is huge. Like honor. Well, I just mean like people honor. That's like a real thing. Like so. Anyway, suicide. People hang themselves in this forest. People kill themselves. It's a real thing. If you get off trail of this forest, like the actual licensed trails, then you can see people hanging themselves. Anyway, long story short, Logan Paul, him and his brother Jake Paul, gigantic YouTube stars. Not like PewDiePie huge where he has 50 million subscribers, but he's at like 15 to 20 million. So he's like top 1% to 1%, He's insane. So they're making millions of dollars on these prank videos and crazy videos. So every year they have to outdo their last year or last video. It's like a real thing. Like they do crazy pranks and stuff. So this last New Year's Eve, they went to the suicide forest and they filmed like a legit dude that was like hanging. A Japanese man killed himself.
Live or like
not live.
They just showed the dead body and it's just super disrespectful and like broadcasting that.
Even though they blurred his face, and then the commentary behind it was like, pull out your cameras. His friend, the buddies, the girls, friends or whatever, friends and the girlfriends were like pulling out their cameras and like talking about it, and it was just like we all like watched it when we covered this a couple weeks ago, and we were just kind of disgusted, and we definitely made a point to like grind him, really talk shit about him because he is 22. He's not like his 15-year-old. But now I'm starting. After this whole situation where he's like posting this 7-minute video, I'm starting to feel like okay, maybe he may have learned something. But anyway, post that video. Huge amounts of backlash. Probably most hated person in the U.S. besides like Trump. And so yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Okay. And then on the 24th, which was Wednesday, he posted his first video in 3+ weeks, and it was a 7-minute video that he's just interviewing somebody that attempted suicide off the Golden Gate Bridge. He's kind of talking about how he's learned a lot and how he's really humbled, and he feels like he's young and he's dumb. He's made mistakes. He's honest about that. He has a slow-mo part of it, which a lot of critics were calling out of him washing his hands. He's washing his hands of his past. He's embarking on a new chapter. Jesus. But, okay, so let's, talk is cheap, right? So let's see what he's really doing. He said he's going to be donating $1 million to suicide prevention charities and organizations around the U.S., and the first $250K is going to suicide prevention hotline. I just want to see what you guys thought about that.
I think donating $1 million when you're going to have a really short, shitty career is very bold.
Well, I don't know, man. He owns a $6 million house now.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, so that's one thing that like Gary Vaynerchuk always says is like if you're like trying to like make an empire or like grow as a business person, you have to eat shit. And this guy is not eating shit. Like, I don't know.
What do you mean?
Well, it means like he's spending all of his money on these like material things when he should be reinvesting in business. Like, but I mean, honestly, for a YouTuber like him, where you say he's like lighting rooms of his house on fire, that kind of is a reinvestment in your business. So I don't know.
He lit like a couch on fire. Like that's it. That's one of his things he did one year, and then the next year he had to up that, and then the next year he had to up that for like. He has these like yearly like recap videos, like of all the crazy stunts he's done, and like you just as a YouTube star, you have to keep upping yourself, you know?
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
No, go. I was just gonna say it's the whole like jackass thing. Like
exactly.
They can only do so much, and then they're just gonna like fall off and just crash.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that maybe that $1 million that he put into charity is kind of like a way of reinvesting into his business, because it's like without putting this huge amount of money, I might just lose my career, you know?
Yeah.
Well, he can buy his image, you know?
Yeah,
exactly. He's paying for this giant PR stunt here. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's like a PR stunt, well-timed. And a lot of people are saying, you know, as long as... I think this is how I feel about it. As long as he keeps this message moving forward and actually has learned from this and actually it keeps on like with the suicide prevention, maybe every other video or every few videos he has like links at, or like what's that called when you have it where you can click something on the video on YouTube?
A link?
No, whatchamacallit.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Well, whatever. Well, you can add that into the video where you can click on the bubble or whatever, and it takes you to like
hyperlink.
Yeah, something like that, like a hyperlink. Anyway, we're getting off track here. The hashtags be here tomorrow. I mean, I think he's doing good things. I mean, I think he's like, I hope he's actually learned from
genuine about it.
So I'm sure he learned something from the situation, but the question is, does he feel any real genuine remorse? It looks like he's just like he took 3 weeks to make a really like well thought out, very manipulative video, like, and used his like capital to like, I don't know. He seems like a scumbag.
Yeah.
So I did watch the video, and I watched a couple of subsequent videos of other small tubers talking about it.
Talking about the video.
Talking about the video and everything, yeah. And people were stressing that it was a vlog, video blog. Every day he was posting a video. He posted a video for like 460 days or something like that. And then when this whole big thing that happened, then he stopped for 3 weeks. So that's kind of a big thing. Like, he was like obviously doing some shit. Maybe it was manipulative. Maybe he was just trying to rebrand his image or whatever. And then another YouTuber had like, I don't know how he found these pictures. It was like drone pictures or something. But it was like Logan Paul just like jogging around his house. But his face just looked super like messed up. Like he had been like crying or like sobbing or something.
Exactly. He looked super sad.
He looked like very disgruntled. Like, I don't know. And then when this whole thing came out, yeah, I mean, the video does seem really genuine, and it's cool that he actually went to these organizations to interview people that were running them and interview the guy that had attempted suicide. So like, I think what you said, as long as he like continues this positive message and uses his like fame for some sort of good, then, you know, that's what he should be doing. I don't know.
He holds like the unofficial world record for the world's biggest meet and greet in Dubai. Like 750,000 people or something crazy just to see him stand on a stage waving. Yeah. Like,
that's great.
He is so massive. Like, he's like insanely massive, like, popularity. Like, he has so much power over these young people today. Like, if he ran for president and like 14-year-olds could vote, he could possibly. It's insane.
Yeah. Well, I think that in order to get to that top 1% of like
1%,
of the 1%, you have to be like some sort of like social genius in a way where you know what people want and you know how to work them. You know,
you have a team of 15 that can inform you too.
Exactly. And like, I could see him being disgruntled because a 22-year-old that's making millions now is like being like totally verbally assaulted on the internet and shit. I would like, if I had 1 million people yelling at me, I would cry. Probably.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. Like
exactly.
you're getting shit posted like nonstop. Like people.
But I don't think he felt bad about the video.
Really.
No.
That one bit? You don't have any and
No,
your
I think
glass
he's a
half empty?
master. I think he's a master manipulator. Like,
I mean, that very well could be. So I found another video. I'll show you guys later. I tagged you in it.
Yeah, I watched it.
So, speaking of being verbally abused, he also, and I'm not sure where this falls in the timeline, if this was prior to everything or if this was after, but another YouTuber had posted a video of Logan Paul and his brother Jake Paul. They had like met up with some other YouTuber or something, and the guy was like filming it, looked like with his phone camera or something. And those two were like talking shit about this guy's videos or something. They were just like, your videos just aren't that good, whatever.
Like right in front of him.
And then the guy takes a bottle and smashes it over Logan Paul's head.
But it's hard to tell at what point this happened.
Right.
Like, this could have been like a year ago. This could have been like a few months ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think he's always, no matter when it happened, now or then, I think he's always had hate as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah,
when you're that
someone at
big,
the
you're
top.
gonna. When you're that big,
comes
you're
with
always
that
gonna.
territory.
Yeah.
I just thought that video was crazy. Like, and I kind of hope that it was after the fact. That's bad to say, but you know.
Without reading too much into it, seeing a lot of the videos and stuff, Clem, what do you think about after we gave you some of these highlights about this dude? What do you think about it?
Well, I mean, first, I think that when you're 22 years old, it's hard to like have so much power. And
I call
so
it the
much
Justin
money.
Bieber argument. Like, he has made so many mistakes, but he has been so popular, so insanely wealthy since he was like literally 12.
Right.
so you think Justin Bieber is a quality person?
I think we should have some empathy and be empathetic to some of these people. Like we can't compare and we can't make judgments. You've never been in that position.
If I had $2 million when I was, or like however $1 million when I was 22,
man.
I
It
would
would've
not
been on
be doing
pizza.
any of that shit.
Yeah, you would have been just buying pizza.
No. I may have
Yeah.
said some controversial things, like strong opinions that would have gotten me some heat. But I wouldn't have gone to the forest to fucking film dead people. I wouldn't have fucking spit on my fans or get O-dubs all the time like a fucking idiot. Like,
True.
I mean,
I don't know.
I think it's like he has so much money that, you know, he needs something else to like get excited or, you know, to
Sure.
keep going. So maybe for him, like, I don't
he's
know,
bored.
put like on fire couch, like whatever. It's not enough. You need like, you know,
Exactly.
more.
He has to. So you have to get in that
That's why
mentality.
maybe he doesn't realize that it's insane. Or like it's not,
Yeah,
you know,
maybe-
it's not okay to do that.
He's getting numb
Maybe
to
I
it.
can't
Right.
get into that mindset because that's not my style. Like, I would never make that kind of
Right.
video.
Content?
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
From like I don't know shit about psychology, but like when you're that young and stuff, like your hormones are raging, so you're just like making stupid decisions. If you look at your like time hop videos or like
Oh my
posts
God.
from 5 years ago, it's dumb as shit. Like
I mean, Nick brings up the birdie bird one where it's like mama bird and baby bird, and we're not going to get into the details, but yeah, I did something really stupid at a party once, and Nick brings it up all the time, and so
No,
it's like,
it needs to be talked about. Someone regurgitated food into Sean's mouth.
no, it's not that
Opposite.
opposite way. I regurgitated something else.
Then
in
why
the
are
song.
you ashamed of this?
True.
yeah, true.
But it's like it's not like who receives the money shot. It should be the only one that feels shame. The person that gives,
the person that receives the money shot receives the shame.
Yeah, 100%.
oh my god, that's okay. Well, that's a thing. Anyway, like when I was 22, here I'm gonna throw this out there. This is legit. When I was 22, this is a little bit personal, but so like
Diving deep on these.
Okay, go ahead.
this girl and I were seeing each other in Ames, and I'm not gonna name names. Let's just call her Sally. That's not her name. But like we were seeing each other. We were going to I lived in Des Moines or Adel at the time. I dropped out of college, quote unquote. Like I left Iowa City, came back super depressed, got out of my funk. Thank you to Vampire Weekend and getting a job again and all that. And started going to Ames every weekend, just meet up with old friends and going to parties every weekend, working at Come and Go overnights all week. So it was like kind of a crappy life, right? Like I had just dropped out, went back to Come and Go after I had worked there for 5.5 years. And after like the third or fourth party or whatever, like we had been seeing each other, like screwing around. I go back to her apartment, like we had done like the last month or two. And she like pretty much breaks up with me or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well this is fucked. I'm like drunk as hell. I have nowhere to sleep. Like I was supposed to be sleeping at her place. I go out to my car and like freak out and like slam my hands against my windshield, crack my windshield, get in my car, pass out until morning, drunk as hell. Like, I'm just saying, like, I was 22, stupid as, come on. Like, I have empathy for Logan Paul. That's the moral of the story. I think he's had a lot of fame, a lot of success, and he's 22 and stupid.
Yeah. It's hard.
I mean, when you were 22, come on. Everyone can share a few dumb stories between 20 and 22.
I mean, you gotta, I don't know. He just didn't appreciate what he had. He blew it. And now he should be sent back to square one. And he has to find something new. That's my opinion of the whole thing. It's like one chance with public relations. Like in a situation like that where you have so much influence over so many people.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And that's why I was kind of saying, like, I hope he kind of like uses us as a chance to like reset and rebrand maybe and do something different, because I don't think that like that video blog thing is like, that's cool, but how long can you actually do that? Like, I don't know.
I mean, and how hard it is to like, if you do something and you're good at it, you know, if you need to do something else, it might be hard for him to do like other things than like videos or like.
Well, he could. So now he can use his like skills with like shooting, editing, all of these things to leverage a job maybe behind the scenes instead of being the face of where he's like been irresponsible and incapable of making like correct decisions. Like,
how much money can you make behind the scenes though? I mean, he needs to own he needs to be Miramax, Harvey Weinstein, own a freaking production company to make anything close to this.
What he was saying earlier, he has a shit ton of money. As long as he invests it properly, he's good. Like,
well, yeah. And how much do you think he pays all the people that help him with his videos? He pays those guys fucking top dollar, like, you know, and they're all his buddies, you know, and
they probably don't even have jobs.
Maybe they just turn the camera around on the guy that's been filming the whole time, you know.
He adopted one of his friends apparently or something, and like gave him a job and lets him live in his house. Like,
yeah, that's what
crazy.
I would have figured.
Yeah. I know you would have done the same thing though in that.
Oh yeah, I would do that.
You would have adopted like everybody, and you would have a giant mansion.
No, that just sounds like some drinking the Kool-Aid, like you were all my children and shit.
Yeah, you would have started a cult, right?
Yeah, like get everyone in nice white robes. Yeah, I'm into that.
Hey, I got you this white robe, you know.
Oh, that's good to know.
No. If I ever make it, you guys got a place in my.
Tight, yeah.
I'm not gonna get a
in
good
the Twitch
house.
mansion.
I'm gonna eat shit.
No, I just like I was going down this rabbit hole again and watching other videos, and just another random thing I saw that I thought was cool was Jake Paul. This was probably a long time ago, but he bought Logan Paul a Lamborghini. I thought that was insane. And that just kind of
bought her That
just kind of went to show like how much money they're making off of YouTube.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that was like a possibility.
And it's still crazy that like right now in her world you can make, you know, ton of money just with videos and like, you know, like 20 years ago that was just unbelievable.
Well, that's also a result of like a good economy. Like, so if the economy was shit, we would have so much less money for entertainment and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's just kind of a symbol of like how good the world is right now, where like somebody can literally talk on the internet and like the amount of exposure they gets them paid like beyond anyone that's actually working a job, you know.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it is an incredible amount of work, content creation. Not trying to
he's an artist. I mean, from what I understand, but it's just crazy that you can make a ton of money on social media.
Yeah.
Compared to 30 years ago, people had to work and build companies to like make decent money. And
they say on YouTube it takes like 5 years, like if you want to like.
To get
it of every day, no weekends, like posting shit, like 5 years.
Right.
Yeah. 5 years.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started.
Well, I mean, this podcast has been going on for 2.
There you go, dude.
How much money do you?
You're halfway there.
I've lost like $2,000 probably, because if you count like all the money I spent for having like my licensing for Photoshop and the mics and all that. But it's worth it, right? Trey's invested in his. This has actually saved me more money because I would have had to spend a lot of money on alcohol to like cure depression and stuff.
There you go. Exactly.
So it's like that's how I think. This is a good outlet for stress.
Chicken noodle soup for the soul.
This is something that I look forward to like every single week. Yeah. Fun is worth it.
Yeah, no, totally. That's cheaper than a lot of other hobbies.
Exactly. Yeah. Gaming alone is like $5,000 a year.
Probably
upwards. Yeah. Let's bounce into that. Speaking of gaming, let's touch on some sports and esports and stuff. Clem, let's kick it to you.
All right. So So yesterday, I'm going to talk about tennis in particular.
Okay.
So I really love sport and watch ton of sport: basketball, tennis, soccer. Football, not that much. I want to say I watch soccer, like, or European football, but I don't watch football that much. Sorry about that.
Oh, a French guy that doesn't like football.
Anyway, so tennis is my sport. I play for almost 7 or 8 years right now. I start young. I stopped for like 5 or 6 years, and I played again since I came back to the US. So I play for the Illinois Institute of Technology team. I did one tournament, like when we travel. That was fun. I play like shit. Anyway, tennis is the main sport I love. I mean, I'm playing tennis all the time when I can, when it's not freezing. And I love watching tennis. That's really my thing. So yesterday was the Australia Open 2018 final. So Martin Cilic from Croatia versus Roger Federer from Switzerland. So Roger Federer is my idol.
Does everybody recognize that name? Because I do.
I do not.
He's like, so actually, Clem and I watched a couple game at one point. I don't remember when, but Clem showed me told me all these ticks, these things he does before he serves. Can you explain those real quick?
We were watching Rafael Nadal from Spain.
Oh.
He has this. He does the same before he's gonna serve. He does the same thing
like a basketball free throw, or
and he just grab his underwear and pull it down, weird stuff. He's like
he has ticks.
Yeah, exactly. But no, Roger Federer is he's 36 years old from Switzerland, and he's just a lot of sportive or sportmen or athlete or kind of fancy guys. For instance, but in the NBA, a lot of tattoos, and they have huge houses, like Lamborghini, stuff like that. They are they have fancy life. And Roger Federer is not like that. He's in between the old style and the new style of players. But he's just so good. He destroy everything. And he's still 36 years old. It's crazy for
is he dominant then, or is he just in contention for winning always?
No, he's dominant. He's been ranking first for 3 years in a row. I wrote that down.
At 36, somewhere. That's psycho.
He was that was when he was younger, but he's still right now he's number 3. Okay. He was number 2 last year, number 1.
Okay.
Is 36 pretty old for tennis? That's kind of age.
Usually I think I won't see him play for at least 1 or 2 more years, but I think he won't reach 40.
Wow.
Yeah. He's going to be done soon.
So, isn't when people peak athletically 26, 27, isn't that basically that's when you're at the best?
The top, depends for every athlete, I guess, but usually they don't go until, more than 35, it's already kind of old. Totally. LeBron James is 32 years old, so I think he's gonna do a couple more years with that.
He's only 32?
It's kind of old. He's starting the NBA.
I thought he was 36. I thought LeBron was getting old.
Yeah, I'll say, I think late 30s.
How old is Steph Curry?
It's 28.
God dang it! I'm as old as Steph Curry.
We are older a lot.
They look a lot older because they've just got the shit beat out of them.
Kyrie Irving from yesterday is 25.
No way! That dude looks 45. He looks awful.
I think
the only thing that looked good on him was his tattoos. I was like, whoa, those look fresh. So that makes sense.
His face is kind of weird. I think when you're elite, you seem older than you are because with a lot of sport,
they look taller too. You guys notice that?
All taller.
Well, a lot of them are over 6 feet tall.
They're genetic mutants now.
Right.
Anyone in
legit Space Jam motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone in professional sports now, you have to be a genetic anomaly in order to compete anymore at the top level.
Well, Steph Curry is 5'10", so he's playing with people that are a foot taller than him, but he's just so perfect at shooting.
He's got a super brain then.
He didn't miss. So when we were out, real quick, just a sidebar. When we went out to get a couple of drinks last night, Clem and I, with the girls. We were watching the end of that game. What was it? The Celtics and the
San Francisco.
Warriors. He had 15 free throws because people kept fouling him. Steph Curry, he didn't miss a single one. Like you just zip.
Well, it's the same thing every time. Like at a professional level, you should never miss a free throw because it's like exactly the same thing with no like when you're playing a sport, like half of your job is disrupting the other team, and with no disruption, you should always make the shot.
Yeah, that's a good point. For sure.
Yeah, that's true. Well, but I mean, Stephen Curry just, I think yesterday was 8 out of 9, 3-point shoot. So it's just insane.
So let's kick it back to
Roger Federer. So yesterday won the Australia Open versus Martin Cilic. And so Martin Cilic from Croatia beat Nadal and only won one slam. So there's 4 slams in the world. So French Open, the Australia Open, US Open in New York, and Wimbledon in London.
Okay,
so that's the 4 main tournaments.
Australia, France, US, London. Okay,
that's the 4 main, and so they are like every year and during the year. So the first one is actually Australia Open, and if I'm not wrong, I think it's Wimbledon. The French Open is during like May, and US Open in August. So I wanna make a point to go to the US Open. I was about to go last year, and I would love to go to New York to see the US Open.
Do you know when it is then?
It's like August, end of August.
Okay. Is it always in New York?
Yeah. It's they keep the same place.
Nice.
So rapidly, Roger Federer won 5 Australia Open, 1 French Open, 2009. And funny story about that. So French Open, I never missed. Like, I mean, when I was in France, for sure, I watched almost every game. Here, it's a little bit, with the time difference, it's a little bit harder, but I try to watch like as many games as I can. And so Federer, like, if you win the 4 slam, the 4 tournaments in a row, it's called the Grand Slam, and nobody did it. And Federer was about to do it 2 times in a row. And the only tournament he lost was the French Open. And so I was watching the French Open in 2009, and he was playing versus Rafael Nadal, which is this guy from Spain, like a robot, like really good. He's left-handing, so it's hard to play versus a left-handing guy because it just changes. Yeah, it's like it's abnormal, and he has huge arm, like really muscular and stuff. And he lost, and I had the shoes, and I just hit my TV with my shoes, and my TV balanced, and I was about to fall, and I cried in front of my TV.
Oh my god! Roger Federer lost.
He lost like versus.
Is he French?
No, he's from Switzerland.
Oh, yeah, Switzerland.
So he speaks French and English like perfectly. And I cried because I wanted him to make the history.
I mean, that's huge.
You usually make the history like so much. He has like all the records stuff. Right. That was like the big thing. Yeah. And he lost twice, like fucking French Open. And he won finally he lost, my bad. He lost in 2006 and 2007, and he finally won it in 2009. So he won all of them, not in a row, but all of them.
Okay, so he's won them all, but he didn't hit the Grand Slam.
Right. He didn't do, in 1 year, the 4 tournaments.
That would be insane. The 4 biggest tournaments in your game, you win all 4 in 1 year. That's like...
So he did like 2 years in a row. He did, Australia, London, New York, and 2 times he lost the French Open.
So he's easily the best tennis player of all time.
Oh yeah. He's considered like the best. Like in
it's
the
not
world.
even.
I'm jealous of your passion because like in my whole like 29 years of life, I've never like thrown something in like anger or disappointment. Like I've been like broken up with
that you didn't have control of.
Nothing like that. And I'm just like jealous because like I'm really envious of people that will be like watching like the Jets or whatever, right. And they're like,
so heated.
Yeah. I'm jealous of that. I want to be heated.
I want to be heated.
I hear you.
I think we've all been there with, especially like, come on, video games. You never thrown a controller.
I'm thinking of all the times I've
never one time.
Never once.
What?
No, actually, very, very recently, I threw my headset. So I lied. So my buddy came over. I was playing PlayerUnknown Battleground. He convinced me to update PlayerUnknown Battleground because I quit playing it because I think it's a trash shit game.
Yeah.
So like he convinces me to install it. So I'm like, okay. So I drop in. I grab I find a really good gun right off the bat. I see a guy across the room, and I'm like, bat, 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 missing. Guy shoots me across the room that's way too big in the head with the shotgun. And I was like, boom, uninstall, done.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Was that game over?
Game over.
I've definitely done the same thing for League of Legends, uninstall. Like, I love how you said that because I just like had 3 flashbacks to 3 different times within 3 years where I just uninstalled League. And I actually did uninstall again, like, probably about a year and a half ago now. But now we got Arena of Valor on mobile, so we've been playing that. It's like League of Legends on your phone.
Oh, yeah. No, uninstall that shit right now.
I know. It's like, how much happiness is it actually bringing me? I've lost like 7 of the last 10 games. I don't know. But back to Roger.
Yeah.
Your boy Roger.
I have a poster in my room. In France, I have a poster. No, a huge like poster of him. Oh, no, it's not signed. But I saw him like twice. Not playing, but just in between tournaments.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
So 5 Australian Open. I'm in 6 right now. And so he won 2004, 6, 7, 10, and 17. And right now 2018. 1 French Open. 5 US Open, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008. 8 Wimbledon. So London. Wimbledon is his garden. So they play on grass. It's like thin grass, and it's like we're
versus what?
So the 4 tournaments are all different. So in the US it's like here it's like just hardcore, no clay, no grass or whatever. London is grass, French is clay, and so Australia is kind of like inside, like a gym kind of surface. It's kind of weird. Yeah. So they're all different, and that's why it's even harder to like be good on all of them. Because, for instance, Spain people and French people are really good on clay because we play on that. We grew up playing on clay. People from UK, they play on grass all the time.
So when you play in Des Moines here, what do you play on?
Hardcore.
It's hardcore.
Yeah, it's
so
fine.
Like a basketball court.
Just ground
Cement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly, it's cement. So it's I prefer playing on clay because you can like slide and just, but your shoes get so dirty, like they get orange, like because of the clay. So he won 20 slams in his career for now. So nobody did that. So he's just the master. He's just number 1 in everything. I checked yesterday. I already knew, but I wanted to get numbers. So he's number 1 in the final, all the final in the slams, like attended, title, semi-final appearances. I think he has like 79. He's just the best, and he's been ranking number 1 for 4 years in a row. 2004, 5, 6, 7. Anyway, it was just, and after he was number 2, number 1, 2, 3. So he's in the top 5 for like 15 years right now, which is crazy.
My favorite part about your note is he is circled the
I don't like
all caps. I love it, dude.
That was the important word. Better than that.
It's crazy because I don't think any of us are this passionate about any other like a sports, right? No. Out of us 4, there's plenty of people that are psycho over NBA or NFL or
right. I mean,
hockey. Like
I grew up watching sport, and my brothers were playing basketball. I have 2 brothers that were playing basketball for 10 years, so I kind of grew up watching basketball too. I played soccer, and after I switched to tennis. We were watching soccer all the time with my brothers, and we were watching tennis. Like one of my brother loves tennis too, so we were watching together. So I can spend a month, not that, but I really enjoy. For me, it's not a lot of time or waste of time to watch sport. And recently, I've been watching a lot of NBA, and I'm really excited about the playoff, but the
last couple of years, NBA is actually starting to climb up as far as like the ratings. It's becoming like almost like a world sport, which is what is reserved. Yeah. That kind of terminology is reserved for soccer. But I was listening to at least about a year ago. I was listening to a lot of podcasts that cover sports too, which is not like my thing usually. Maybe esports, like maybe some Trey that's more. Trey has his finger on the pulse more so than normal sports, I'm sure.
No.
Really? Not esports?
Honestly, for me, like, I enjoy watching people play, like, video games on Twitch and shit. I don't like that top echelon of stuff because I think it defeats the fun, and there's kind of, like, a culture surrounding it.
So you're play video games for a escape.
Yeah, well, for fun. It doesn't have to be an escape. Like, I mean, I like math games and shit. Like, I don't feel like that's an escape, but like...
What would be a math game to you?
Like...
Magic the Gathering?
Yeah, basically. That would be what I was talking about. But like, I don't know. I think that the competitive, like, nature of that is taking away from... Like, everyone wants to be the best instead of, like, let's just goof around and have fun. They're always, like, taking everything very, very seriously. Like... Yeah. They're in esports or something, you know?
Yeah, you're turning a hobby into a job. And
yeah, exactly. It's like people...
Are patient about, like, you know...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so... Well, you've been watching NBA. Who's your team?
So right now, I love the Pelicans, New Orleans. The team from
New Orleans?
Yeah, they have a huge team.
You were just there in October. I didn't know you were passionate about seeing that.
I got passionate, like... Recently, like 2 months ago, 2-3 months ago.
I used to go ahead. Sorry, dude.
And yeah, so they had 2 players, Anthony Davis, awesome, and they have DeMarcus. And DeMarcus just broke his,
Achilles tendon.
Yeah. And so he's done. He's done for the whole season. And so that was a huge thing, like the last week. Otherwise, yeah, I love the Cavs because I love LeBron James. But I don't have like a favorite team, but I will say I love Oklahoma too, Oklahoma City. So
all new teams.
Yeah.
I used to be super into basketball in like the 90s when I was a kid, and like these teams didn't even exist. Like it was
really,
it was the Charlotte Hornets, and then I think they moved the Hornets to New Orleans, and that's when they became the Pelicans, or I think they actually were the New Orleans Hornets for a little bit, or like a year or something before they switched over.
See, you used to be, you watch sports.
Oh yeah, no, I used to be obsessed, man. But like, it's just funny hearing that these teams don't exist. Like, I don't think the Jazz exists anymore.
You said they do.
Okay.
They're just so bad.
Yeah, they do.
And isn't there like a Las Vegas team now, or is that football?
No idea.
No, not as big as.
Okay, I think like the Raiders might have moved to Vegas.
The Rams moved to Los Angeles, I think.
I don't know, dude. I'll stop talking about this. But like, what I don't enjoy about so to me, 90s basketball reminded me of like WWF, where like there was all of these crazy characters. You had like Muggsy Bogues, like Jeff Stockton, but like all these crazy people like Dennis Rodman,
Magic Johnson.
Yeah, Magic Johnson. And there's like
O'Neal.
Almost like cartoon characters.
Right.
Like so animated, so much personality, and like the personality like translated to how they played the game and shit. And like I really enjoyed that about basketball, and it seems like anymore, like I kind of touched on it earlier, that everyone's just like a genetic anomaly and like less like I don't know. It's less entertaining. It's less entertaining to watch because it just feels like they were like bred to play basketball.
Well, you know what I mean? That's you kind of like
you want animosity between teams, is what you're saying. You want drama.
A little drama never hurts, but there's drama in like the modern league. It's just I just don't know the characters well enough to give it.
And that might be a personal thing. Like you just aren't like
Well, it just like it started. That's when I quit watching it. Is as it felt like more and more of these like boring players were coming into the league that people cared about. I honestly think LeBron James is a very boring personality. I think he's an animal. I watch his highlight clips and he fucking will like jump over 6 people and like fly through the air from the half court and dunk or whatever, which is sick. But I just don't think he's like got a cool like fake personality. He's
a like what people maybe don't see is a great leader. Like sometimes when they have time off, like the coach is not even speaking. LeBron James is speaking, and like getting his teammate like encourage his teammate or whatever. And when you were saying that, that's exactly what I want to say with like Ferder, because he has like such a normal life compared to all this. I don't really like fancy athlete like. In soccer, it's just fancy people. Like they have all fancy car.
And by that you mean just like they try to spend a lot of money and make it like apparent, or
they just they want to look nice, they want to like have the nicest car, like expensive stuff, like expensive houses, and like that's why I love Ferder, because his wife is not she's not a top model. She's not like on every social media, like she's not on newspaper or whatever. He has a normal life, like a normal person, compared to NBA, where they kind of like all fancy.
So he's just more humble.
Yeah, he's everyone love him. He's humble, and even when he lost, he's always humble. And I have 2 quotes. So Tiger Woods said from him, what he did for tennis is way bigger than what I did for golf. What? I had to translate from French to English.
Yeah.
So he say that. And Serena Williams, so huge tennis woman player, she said this guy is the best man athlete of all time. So
he's the best male athlete of all time.
Yeah. He is. Like it's just everyone in sport love him, and even Rafael Nadal, so his main opponents, the guy from Spain, really good. Say if people say that Roger Federer is that I am better than Roger Federer, like people don't know tennis. Like, he's even they are really close.
So his biggest opponent,
but they are like
rival.
They're so friends because they see each other every 2 months. You know what I mean? Because of all the tournaments.
Sure.
So I'm so happy for him, and I hope he's gonna continue like playing for at least. I have the feeling it's gonna be his last year, but the only thing he didn't win yet is the athletic Olympic Games.
So he's never gotten gold.
He never won.
Looks like he's gonna miss it unless he hangs in there a couple years.
2020, right?
Right. Yeah, 2 more years because the Winter Olympics is this year.
We gotta watch those, by the way.
Yeah,
at least a Sunday afternoon or something.
I'm down.
Yeah, we have hella fun.
So I've been talking to Lydia about, since I'm real quick. Sorry, but just getting on that topic, since I want to get a new 4K TV, I want to watch WrestleMania. I want to have SummerSlam in August. I want to do the Winter Olympics this summer.
That'd be sick. Yeah. Wait, is it the Royal Rumble tonight?
Royal Rumble is tonight.
Yeah. What the fuck is
I would
Royal
love
Rumble?
Well, also the Grammys.
Oh yeah, true. So, that's a big night for TV.
Yeah, it is. But real quick, let's cap out your feelings.
Yeah, no, I mean, so I think in his head he want to win the Olympic Games before it's done, because to win every tournament possible in the world. But who knows what he's gonna do? He was off 2 years ago. He was off a little bit for 6 or 7 months. He didn't play 2 of the big tournaments. But right now he's back. Just won the Australian Open, and I hope he's gonna continue. I hope he's gonna continue for 2 years. Let's hope. But yeah, is
your whole family into watching tennis and stuff? Like your brothers and your mom?
So
and dad?
My dad, I used to play tennis with my dad when I was young, and my mom knows who's Roger Federer. All my family know, but it's really me. My brother older than me, and me watching tennis and crying when
throwing shit at
TV. Maybe he didn't cry or I didn't see him, but I did, whatever. But yeah, we just love him, and I wanted to text him this morning and say, hey, did you see Roger Federer? I'm sure he knows that he won, and maybe he watched the game. I won't be surprised if he watched the game. So I wanted to watch the game yesterday, the final, but because it's in Australia, it was at 2:30 a.m. Central Time in the US, so I didn't make it because I'm getting old.
You can't stand to watch tennis.
Oh yeah, the 26-year-old's getting old.
I know.
So wouldn't that be cool though if he does play 2 more years, goes to the Olympics, wins, and then quits his career?
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Like a legend, yeah.
Like a legend.
Anyway, so that was Roger Federer, just the best, and I can speak about him for a while, but yeah, he just won yesterday, and 20 slam is. So
that was his 20th yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
He started in 2003, I think, so over the 15 years, and he has I have other notes on my phone, but he just has so many records that are gonna be hard to break.
Yeah.
With you speaking about his humbleness, it reminded, this is going to be kind of totally off topic. It
It's all
reminded
good.
me of, Redman from Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
He did like an episode of Cribs where his house was like in the projects, and it's just like an apartment in the projects.
What?
And it's just like the shittiest fucking place you've ever
That's
fucking
hilarious.
Is it like a legit Cribs episode?
I don't know, man. Like, it seemed real, but it also seemed like he was trying to be funny at the same time.
Sure,
So
yeah.
he might like own the place and not live there, or
Yeah.
he might like,
He
and
probably
it
has a
was
nice-
years and years and years ago. So
Okay.
he might have upgraded since then.
Yeah.
That's great.
Right on.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Wu-Tang.
Do you watch the sports games, Nick?
Sports games?
I've never really heard you talk about sports except for like obviously skateboarding.
So I was going to ask everybody, but yeah, I mean, I've always skated and been into skateboarding, and skateboarding's supposed to be
like, who's your favorite skateboarder?
That's a tough question, but
In Tony Hawk, I always pick Chad Muska.
Oh, yeah.
So there's
he's
a-
a Christ Air guy, right?
I think he's
Well-
I think so, and I think he's like well known for his like manuals and like rails.
Yeah, he's pretty
Christ
good.
is worth the most points. So I mean, good job.
And it's all about the rails and the
it's all
manuals
about
to
the-
Oh,
connect.
it is. It is.
That's
But
why I
if you're
always
gonna
pick
have a grab, like you want the best grab. But
Yeah,
I don't
true.
know.
You gotta get those combos.
Yeah. But I
No,
guess in the
but-
first one, you couldn't revert off of the ramp, so you wouldn't even want
Right,
to do that.
yeah,
Never
yeah.
mind.
No, yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking
There were
about.
no,
It's all
there
good.
were no manuals in number one.
Yeah.
Right, I know that's what sucked about that one.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, I think, where it hit its stride. No way, Underground 2.
No.
I loved Underground.
Okay,
dude.
so I've talked about it before, and I'll say it again, but Tony Hawk is the reason why I listen to any music I listen to today. All those soundtracks were like literally the best in
In the game- in the-
ever.
I
Video
still
game,
listen
man?
to that on the stream.
Dude.
I have a compilation of the first 3 games, and then I just
Whoa.
took all the songs I don't like out of
I
it,
know.
Yeah!
and it's just like hell.
It's the reason I listened to rap. Like, I did not like rap before. I listened like so many
some
good.
KRS or something.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
Dude,
Like,
nice.
I don't know. He's an OG. It's
Yeah.
weird. Like, does he pick those? Because if so,
Yeah, how old is he? He's like 45.
42, 44.
pushing 50. Yeah.
I saw recently a video where like still skating. And,
He's so good at like, he's one of those people that just kind of going back to the Logan Paul and Justin Bieber thing. He never had a falling out. Like, he never had an awful situation. Shaun White is another great example. He's like in our age,
right.
and he's
Just
never had.
respectful, normal person, that doesn't
Right.
like he does fun. Like Tony Hawk's done funny videos all the time. Like when
Right.
they did like again Cribs.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was just like he's like we just go as far back and try to make threes from a million miles away.
Yeah.
He didn't have to have to watch someone hang somebody. Like I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah, Tony Hawk, one of the greatest at like keeping his career like vibrant,
Oh, yeah.
keeping the collaborations up. Every
Yeah.
1 or 2 years, he does a collaboration with IGN, GameSpot, other games
Yeah.
media.
He's
Because
a good business guy, obviously.
Exactly,
Getting
that's what I'm
video
saying.
game deals. He still sells product like crazy.
his boards,
yeah,
Birdhouse, yeah.
Oh, that's his brand.
Yes.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
Mhm.
Hawk.
Yeah, yeah.
Riley
Birdhouse.
Hawk,
Ah,
his son
yeah,
is skateboarding right now, and he's
How good
killing
is
it.
he?
Amazing.
Okay.
Very good.
Dude, to be a
Look at-
skateboarder
it's like that
today.
In his jeans, like I don't
Well,
know, dude.
they showed him when he like on the same episode of Cribs. This kid's like probably like 12
Yeah,
years
yeah.
old. He's like just like doing like 360s off these little like humps on the ground.
Killing it,
Like
though,
just
like-
disgusting. Dude.
To be a
Little
skateboarder
boxes.
today would be like, it's like the greatest time to be a skateboarder, probably. And in the sense that like, you can post your demos or like pieces of your demo on your Instagram.
Clips on Instagram.
Yeah, and just like, that is like a super, like,
Yeah,
when-
no, sure.
There
10
are a
years
lot of
ago,
kids.
people thought YouTube was like the best thing to happen to
Yeah.
skateboarding. Now it's Instagram, I think.
Yeah, because it started with like demo VHS tapes that you would have to send to companies, and then so now it's just so easy to just
Right.
film a clip and then put it on the
I
internet.
think the Instagram is good for like if you got one good trick, or
Yeah,
like you
totally.
can do like short lines or whatever. But I still think there's value in YouTube
The
and like
full
skate
video
videos.
parts.
Oh, yeah.
because
Well, then you have the link in your
Yeah,
profile
absolutely.
to
Sure.
send you the 20-minute.
that makes sense. I think that all of those are great. Like tools.
for-
Like
yeah.
Twitter is fucking psycho. Like I think that's probably one of the best platforms, especially if you're trying to like network with people bigger than you, because
Yeah.
you can
It's
like
so easy.
you can
You
mention
literally
them.
have-
yeah, and then like a lot of times they'll fucking reply, especially if they're not too ridiculous.
Yeah. I've definitely gotten likes. I'm followed by Anthony Green. Like you're right. You have like a line of communication that's
Right.
direct to that person's literal cell phone.
Yeah,
Like Joe Rogan, he
Which is
talks about
crazy.
this every once in a while on his podcast. That's his account. That's him. Like
Right.
he doesn't usually go on to like read his likes because he has so many like retweets and all these
10,000 likes. It's hard to even care.
Yeah. Well, if you have notifications on,
I doubt he has.
Like, if you did, your battery would die. His phone would blow up.
Yeah, no, I'll be sleeping and I'll wake up in the middle of the night because like someone from Australia liked something on my Instagram. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
dude. I mean, not to kick it back to last week and like every podcast since the 2018 started, but I turned off all notifications and removed all social media and I put them on like a special folder on my fourth pane over for
That's what I did too.
And dude, I don't ever access. I haven't actually gone on social media except for like 20 minutes every 2-3 days all year. Yep. It's amazing.
So I had a revelation about social media. There's like a healthy way to use it and an unhealthy way.
Exactly.
So obsessively, obviously not good, but I think the component people are missing on it is like if you're like positively engaging in shit and your notifications are like these good positive things of people like talking back to you in a good way, like it becomes so much less toxic and you kind of just ignore all the bad shit and then you look for good shit that you can be like, dude, this is so tight, how did you do this? And then it just becomes like it's totally changed for me in like the past year. Like I used to be like, oh, I'm gonna get into a fight if I get.
You were shit posting like nonstop, right?
I always shit post constantly. That's all. That's what it's for. Is shit posting only. Like,
but like not like something that's gonna like hurt someone else in like a way. Like you post memes that are funny as hell.
Yeah. I mean, they might be at the expense of somebody sometimes, but what are you gonna do?
No, I mean, I'm totally with you. I've been trying to just post and not like kind of get in on a conversation that may not be positive for my psyche or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that people demonize it so much, and I'm not sure why. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So we were talking about it before the show the other day because I was saying the same thing. I've been trying to stay off of it as much because I wasn't doing anything on it. I was just like scrolling.
You're consuming and you're not creating. Exactly. I hate that feeling.
But for content creators, for people that are trying to put positivity out there, it is you can't like not have it. It's a vital tool.
Oh yeah.
You need to have it.
I still need Facebook even though I don't want it. Like,
so I was negatively talking about me not using it in a genuine way and just like being a zombie. But yeah, for like putting out my art or you putting out your Twitch shit or the podcast, those are positive things we're pushing out and we need it. Like it's not, these things that we do aren't a thing without it. So
yeah, I mean it is a powerful tool and is it like a waste of time at the same time. That's funny because my older brother is 32 right now and he doesn't have Facebook.
Yeah.
So he was just in between like older people who doesn't have Facebook. I mean my parents don't have Facebook. Whatever, and younger people like my older brother who's 30 years old who has Facebook. Obviously, I have Facebook, and my brother was just in this like at the limit where Facebook was just becoming Facebook, and it's like no, I
just
don't like
out
this.
of that generation.
So like because all of us like I mean, if tomorrow we say okay, you just delete you remove your account and you don't go on Facebook anymore, that will be hard. You
lose like so many connections. They would now not have been able to get invited to like your birthday party or like some random event that happens. Like there's a friend of ours that it used to be bigger in like our friend group. And he never has had Facebook, and there's a reason why he's never around. It's not because I don't want him to be around. Like I make a point now every couple months to like reach out to him, but he is just never around because he's never like invited. He's never like in the front of my head to like invite because he's not on my Facebook feed, or whatever.
That makes sense. I can kind of relate to what Nick was saying about like just like aimlessly scrolling through it. And anymore, I just like if I'm like aimlessly scrolling and not doing something, I just like the first thing I see, I just comment on. I don't care what the fuck
so you're
it
just trying to push it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
that's cool. Actually,
because like even if it's an ad or something, I'll just be like, okay, like this is stupid, or I won't say stupid because obviously trying to like flip the script on like the negativity on it, but just say something, or like reply to somebody.
Piggybacking on the negativity train, something I've actually kept a rule to myself for like the last 5 or 6 years. Probably it probably stems from MySpace, honestly. If somebody posts something negative, racist, sexist, homophobic in any way that is like just hate fueled, I will unfriend them or I will block them.
Oh yeah, you've told me you have
my block list. My block list has 400 people plus now.
That's impressive.
Well, I've had Facebook this year. I've had Facebook for 10 years, 2008, 2018. And yeah, my block list has 400 people. And it stems from people in high school. So 10 years ago, I graduated from high school in May 2008. It stems from people I went to high school with that was just essentially a bully to me or assholes to me, all the way to people from literally the last couple months I just have seen post something like stupid or ridiculous or what. Like, if you're going to post something that is racist, sexist, homophobic in any way, you're fucked. Like, you're no. Like, here is out. This is a rule. Like, I'm starting to be, you late 20s, early 30s. You start getting mindful and realizing that you have flaws, and you need to there's ways to fix those flaws. Well, one of my flaws is if I don't think of things or like remember to do things, whatever. If it's out of sight, out of mind, sure. That's a rule. Like a thing that about me. So like, if I don't have that person in my feed or in my whatever, like, and they're out of my mind, then like they're essentially like eternal sunshine from my head. Like, they're cut. They're like snipped out. Yeah. Because I'm not going to go out of my way to see someone that's like hate filled.
See, that cracks me up because I just like unfollow people so that they have to see my shit posts until they get so sick of it that they unfriend me.
Dude, doesn't that funny? Like, I had like 1,009 friends like before Christmas, and now I'm like down to 1,005. And I'm like, did I block 4 or did I get like unfriended or like what happened?
Isn't there like a thing that after 25 males have like a way harder time making friends?
Oh yeah.
So it's like, honestly, that number is probably just going to dwindle the rest of your life, man. Like,
I think
sorry about that.
My numbers are just going up because so what? I had like a Twitch guy be like, hey, can I add you on Facebook? I'm like, yeah, sure. So everyone's like, I got like 7 friend requests all at once from people all over the fucking place. And then like I was in Discord with one of them, and he's like, dude, I cannot believe that you just let 7 people in your personal Facebook. I'm like, what's the worst thing that can happen? They're just going to talk shit to my mom or something. Like,
your mom has Facebook?
Yeah, my mom has Facebook.
Damn, dog, I gotta meet her.
Yeah,
she's cool. She's a cool guy.
I would plug her Facebook, but I don't think she would.
Actually, no, I have met her. She was at Gail's house that one day.
Oh, for the big like porch party thing?
Yes,
like,
and she was cool as hell.
Yeah, I don't remember. What was that for?
It's 4th of July?
Yeah, sounds right. Sounds good.
That was awesome. Yeah, it was for 420. It was 420 on Porch. It was Porch 20. It's a new music festival in Des Moines.
Oh, I know what I'm doing this 420.
That's
Who's got a porch?
That's hilarious. No kidding. Well, let's kick it. Let's get back on track, fellas. We had a weird winding road there. We didn't touch on esports too much, but we want to hit some topics back at home. Let's talk about Toys R Us closing 182 stores across the United States, which equates to about 20% of their total volume stores in the U.S. Clem, I want to ask you a real quick question. Do you know what Toys R Us is?
We do. We have.
Do you have them in France?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really? We have. I'm Paris. I'm sure there's more than one store. In my hometown, we have 2 stores, so it's already like big. I bought a lot of toys from Toys R Us and stuff. I'm not like it's not the main store I'm gonna go when you have children and you want to buy toys. But yeah, we do.
What would be the main store in France then?
I don't know. It's just we buy other store, but yeah, for all the Lego or like all the puzzles or like whatever, we go to Toys R Us.
Okay.
Stuff. Yeah.
Do you guys have any fond memories of the Toys R Us here on University?
Oh, so many.
Yeah, so many.
That's where you would go, basically.
Right.
And so I don't have any real sadness towards like them closing that store.
Nope.
But what makes me sad is when I go back and watch the Toys R Us commercial. Oh my god, that shit will make you cry,
with Jeffrey?
Bro. Oh my god, man! It's like there's a million toys at Toys R Us.
Oh my god. I just remember it being like the motherland. Like if I could go to Toys R Us, like I was so happy. Like.
Yeah,
that's right.
For sure. I remember going there like during the GameCube, Xbox, PlayStation 2 era especially, and just looking at the racks of like the tags that you had to take a ticket up to get the game, which
that's some nostalgia.
Yeah, right dude. And the kiosk that always was best known for like the best demo kiosk ever. Like it would have like for a GameCube like Metroid, or I think it was Metroid Prime. It had like legit Metroid, like giant like freaking just gigantic TV surrounded by like Samus and like
that's cool
fighting a Metroid.
I didn't have time for that shit. I was like an in and out kind of kid with Toys R Us because I knew what I fucking wanted.
Sure.
I knew exactly what
you were a window shopper.
I was like, okay, dude. That's why I buy everything off the internet. I think I've carried that on, but like I just know what I want. I know where to get it
instantly.
It's like I don't have enough money for this other shit. Why would I make myself sad? Like,
well, I have 3 younger sisters, so we'd go there to get my sister a gift or something. And my dad would just let me go straight to the games while they would like do that or go around. But any of you guys ever wait in line outside that Toys R Us on University?
Not one time.
No. So I waited in line at Target by Valley West Mall here in Des Moines for the Nintendo Wii on November 19th, 2006. It was a Saturday night into a Sunday. But a month later, almost to the day, it was a Sunday before Xmas or Christmas 2006. I had to wait in line again for my cousin to get a Nintendo Wii. So I remember waiting in line there from like midnight till 4 a.m. People were freaking out because they only had like 8 and there was like 25 people in line. So people were like arguing about who was the 8th person. It was just like, I'm like 16 years old, like waiting there with like another friend, but overnight. And then like the thing though, like kind of like what Trey was saying, I don't really have any like real actual sadness to like these stores closing because that's a sign of the times. That's free enterprise. That's at its finest, right? Like
yeah. I mean, it's
supply and demand.
It wasn't doing what it needed to do, so it's closing.
It's freaking overpriced too. Like here's the last really bit of nostalgia and commerce I ever had with them was for Amiibo when they first started coming out, like 2014 or 15. They would have like more than most like GameStops or whatever, like a certain Amiibo from the Nintendo, like scanning like little action figures.
They had like Toys R Us exclusives.
Yeah, they had exclusives too. That's a good thanks for reminding me of that. But they would have like the MSRP for those MRSP, manufactured suggested retail price, MSRP, is $12.99. They would sell them for $1 more, $13.99. So it was like in the back of my head, I'm like, you guys are legit ripping people off, like, and they did that with like millions of products.
Though.
Yeah.
I mean, because like
Target and Walmart and Best Buy,
they were sticking by the.
Oh yeah, no, not one other person sold them for $13.99. You know, it's just
interesting.
It's one of those things that I did have a lot of great memories walking in there during the GameCube, like I said, GameCube, Xbox, PS2 era. But I'm kind of happy to see it shut down. There was also like this really douchebag dude that was working at the video game section a couple years ago when I was shopping for Amiibo. He was like hooking up friends that he was like big on the Reddit Des Moines Amiibo thing.
Weird.
Yeah, dude. It's like a whole another like it's a whole subsection of the people. Like people were going psycho for Amiibo 2-3 years ago.
What the fuck?
You didn't know about this? Like,
No.
I was making do-re-mi. I was selling them from like getting them for like 15 after tax or whatever, and then selling them for like 100, 150.
Yeah. I was just so disappointed by Wii, like that, like because I kind of liked a couple games on Wii, but I was really disappointed with the system as a whole. And then like Wii U came out, I was like, definitely don't care about this.
Yeah.
And then Switch came out and I was like, this potentially could be cool. And I still am kind of like on that. Like they've released some fucking amazing games for it, but I'm still just like,
dude, I saw.
Is it going to be good? Is it going to be a classic system?
Not to get too far away from Toys R Us convo, but I want to do a Dead Souls playthrough or something like on
Dark Souls?
Or Dark Souls, sorry. Dark Souls Remastered.
You're going to get
I know, but like
no, you'll love it. You'll love it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I've never played any of them. I've never
played them either.
I own Demon Souls.
Okay, it's exactly like that.
Wait, time out. I think I'm getting my wires crossed. So Demon Souls 1, 2, then it was Dark Souls?
I think so. Yeah, then Dark Souls, and then I think it was either I think it was Dark Souls 2, then Bloodborne, or maybe those two are flipped.
People say Dark Souls is legit the best of that whole entire like genre of like game.
Hack and slash, like RPG kind of thing.
Well, like the whole where you die, you lose everything. Like the hardest game like of the last.
You can get your shit back. You don't lose everything. Like so, basically, you get like Okay, so it's basically you get a currency for killing things, and then if you die, your currency gets dropped on the ground. All of the
like
monsters
Diablo?
Respawn. Kind of like that, but like all the monsters respawn and the levels reset. And you have to fight your way back to where you were at to pick up your currency, basically.
And saving doesn't happen, or what?
You can saving happens constantly. Like you get to like you'll progress, and there's these things called like bonfires, and it's like a save point.
But you can't just like Fallout where you can save like anywhere. You're literally getting saved while a nuke's getting shot at.
Exactly. Right. It's not like that at all.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So going back to the Toys R Us dealio, none of you guys have any of those memories, huh?
Well, so I have one Toys R Us memory, like in particular, that was like I went there to get like I don't know, these off-brand Gundam toys that I was obsessed with. I don't even know what they were.
Like build your own?
No, they were just like these little teeny dollar action figures when I was like 6 years old, like 3 inches tall. Okay. And they were like $1 a piece. So I was like all stoked because I would get $1 a week for allowance. So I was going to get 3 of them. Because I had been saving for 3 weeks, man. This is
$1 a week allowance at 6? Damn, son, that's hard.
Oh.
That's 1 candy bar, maybe 2 if you're lucky.
Oh, dude. I was a deprived child. Like, to go into, like, another thing about my deprivation, like, in high school, I would get $20 a week for lunch. Like, that's nothing. That's absolutely nothing.
You weren't that poor then because you didn't get free lunch like me because your parents didn't have any money.
I got free lunch.
Yeah, I got free lunch, bro. Why are you ever getting the a la carte line? Yeah. Because I like the normal lunch. That's $1.85.
Well, dude, but like you would have to spend your $20 for the week on weed, and then like what are you gonna do like the rest of the week? Like you would starve to death.
I never smoked weed.
And then he's out hustling on the streets.
Yeah, no, then I have to sell weed. I don't know. I didn't do that.
4/20/2008 is the first time.
But back to the Toys R Us story. I was getting these 3 toys, lost my wallet, and my 3 freaking dollars. And then my dad was like, "You lost the wallet. You don't get the toys, dude. This is a lesson.
Life lesson.
Holding on to your things." And from the rest of my life, I lost my keys, my phone. I didn't learn anything. I don't know.
That's interesting. So I know exactly how my dad would have handled that. He would have told me that, gave me that lesson, bought me the toys, gave them to me a week later or 2 weeks later after I earned or did some hard time. Unlike that, and like let that lesson like marinate. You know, that's exactly how my dad would have done it. Because I've definitely had hard lessons as a kid, but I always got like. After you learn the lesson, you get like a reward, like the sun shines again.
Silver lining.
The silver lining, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Interesting. Nick, so anything with like Toys R Us?
No, not really. I was kind of in the same boat. I was kind of grinding when I was a kid. I didn't have a whole lot, so didn't really buy too many toys.
There. Yeah. Sorry.
Good board game selection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really board games. We could do a live stream with board games. I want to talk to you about. Fun. Dude, I have so many ideas.
Yeah, no, totally. Let me know. You were into board games as a kid?
Yeah, like
dude. Hell yeah, dude! Every Christmas, my dad got us 4 new board games, so it would always be Hasbro.
Yeah, so my dad would get those. Those were like an obligation in my life. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I've got to fucking hang out with dad and play Monopoly. Well, I would much rather be playing Zelda right now, but I guess it's kind of a game, and he's not making me rake the yard, so fuck it.
So yeah, again,
yeah, go ahead.
Again, it goes back to me having 3 younger sisters. We used to play 1 versus 1 Chinese checkers, and then as my other sisters got older, we'd play 1 versus 1. You know, it always just goes back to like having siblings and wanting to do something that instead of just playing like the 50th hour of Super Mario Brothers. You know, like
I was obsessed, man.
I know, I believe me, I was obsessed too. But we would like to like watch a cartoon and play a board game. You know, like you can't watch a cartoon and play back in the day. You can pretty much now with your phone and like iPad. But
maybe the resentment for like the board games came from my like 1 hour of video games rule. So so it was like 1 hour. I could maybe push it into a second hour if I like really threw a fit, but like 1 hour and then the rest of my day was just resenting everything around me because it wasn't a video game.
How old were you at that time?
That's crazy.
Well, so it was at my oldest house that I'm like picturing in my head, and I moved there to my newer house in middle school, so I would say like under 10 years old, you know?
Okay.
So
okay. I mean, yeah, my parents were hiding the keyboard, my PC keyboard, because I was playing too much. And yesterday when we were talking about getting mad, I just thought about that. I was playing Diablo 2 and I was playing hardcore. So when you die, you die, you know.
Yeah.
Like your character, you can't use it anymore. And I was versus this huge boss, whatever. And this guy I needed to like kill or whatever, and the current in my house just shut down. And so my PC shut down, and when I finally get back, I was dead. And like eat my keyboard with like, I was like 15 or 16. I eat my keyboard and all like,
the keys,
buttons, just like
flying
run away,
everywhere.
and my mom just like say, "Okay, you're done with this game, whatever."
Dude,
and I yelled to my mom like, "What the hell?"
You cussed at your mom. Yeah, that was like the ultimate. Like, oh shit, why did I say that?
I was like, "Okay, you're done." I was like, "No, I'm sorry, but this is important for me," and it's not,
Mommy.
Dude, I will tell you that's the most addictive game I've ever played. Diablo 2.
Right on.
And I mean,
holy shit.
And I mean, I don't know if you played hardcore. When
I wasn't good enough. Like, I wouldn't fuck with that.
Yeah.
I was like just like hoarding items. I would just hoard items.
I mean, with Counter-Strike and Diablo 2, the two games I played the most. And Diablo 2, when you play hardcore, it's another game. Because you have to be so careful.
Man.
And, you can't die. And I was doing 1v1, with another guy in the world. And we were just fighting until one die, and when you die, you die.
Yeah, I played hardcore, but I had a little app thing that would like, if you were going to die and your character was going to be deleted, it would leave the game.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
So it was just like I wasn't really playing it. Yeah. Like it would be like, the game restarted basically.
Right. That's hack source.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it wasn't illegal because there were so many worse cheats in that game, but
that's crazy.
It was dirty in my opinion.
No, I used to learn how to do a shortcut to really quit the game really quickly.
Alt F4.
Yeah, like when I was about to die, I just like save and quit like really quickly. Yeah, I mean it was a big deal.
I'm trying to think of all the PC games I used to play. I did try to play Diablo for a little bit. I played a little bit of Warcraft. Serious Sam.
Serious Sam.
I don't know.
I never played Serious Sam. That game looked cool though.
Yeah.
Max Payne,
yeah. Well, the
slow-mo.
Yeah. That was cool. I played that.
The Matrix type stuff. Roller Coaster Tycoon for me.
Ooh,
I played some of that.
There was a Spider-Man paint game.
I played a lot.
I used to play Spider-Man comic paint game. I
know what you're talking about, where you could like drag, like it was like a video editor type thing. Like,
oh
my god!
You can make Spider-Man swing in.
I thought I was the only one that had this.
So here's the thing, real quick. Every time I bring this game up, somebody else that is around me is like, "Dude, me too." Every time.
Literally, Shayna. I've heard Shayna say it so many times. Her making videos with her sister, like one of her earliest like video game memories is that.
Yeah, more Spider-Man. You can make Spider-Man swing in, like
make him swing, and then you'd have the guy with the shocker go.
Yeah. Totally, dude. Yeah, Shock Fist or whatever his name is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man. Like PC games were huge for me for a while, and then they weren't. I don't know. It was just so weird. It was like
your parents don't know enough about the PC to keep it running in a way that you can keep playing games. Mm-hmm. So like I got like a game that was a little too good for it, and it's like I can't play Magic Carpet on this thing. I'm like, I hate computers. Right. So then there was like a 10-year period where it was like, no, it's like this thing works better. It works
That's a good point.
And I don't have to pay for a new one.
And also, Dad would be doing business or whatever on the computer, like the family computer. So like the only time I would have it, I was out with friends, and then I would be like outside playing with friends or something, you know?
Yeah. I played a lot of Tomb Raider too, I forgot that.
Ooh, on the PC?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So you guys had a good PC.
For a little while.
I tried, that's one of the games that fucked me up on PC, is because like I was like loving the game, but then it would just be like, freeze.
Yeah. No. You need to install the driver.
Yeah. That's nice because I was lucky. I had my two brothers who were playing video games, so my older brother, and so he was fixing stuff. He was older than me,
right?
So I never had any issue like with lag or like with
nice.
Sorry for lagging. Because he was fixing stuff, and so I learned like fixing and
RuneScape, dude. After I moved to Waukee, and I would be able to get a ride home on the bus like right away. I would have to go to the Waukee Public Library. Yeah, and all those kids there would be playing RuneScape. I was like, what is this game?
Whoa.
It's like Diablo though, right? Like
I mean, if you're into having a little dick, maybe.
Oh, shit. Hot damn.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, back then, I guess.
Yeah, he wasn't known as Big Dick Nick back then.
Oh, wow. Well, because
who knows?
There was World of Warcraft had come out by the time that, like, RuneScape had come out, and it was like, okay, well, I could either play this, like, super incredible open world game, or I could play an overhead a game that looks like Zelda that I played my whole life. It's like, well, new experience or old RPG.
That's true. I don't know why I played it, but I did.
Oh no, I'm not trying to talk shit. I was just telling you what's going through my head. I mean, I'm sure it was tight because I know so many people still stream that game.
People still play it,
like, people are obsessed with that shit.
Yeah.
Like, so it's got to be great, but
Yeah, so Toys R Us, you're dying. Sucks. But eventually, like, Best Buy is going to die, perish, GameStop.
So
Best
why
Buy's on
are
the
they
way out.
closing?
They're closing because, like, Amazon's eating their lunch, you know?
Right,
like, you can just go online, watch a YouTube review of a toy. You don't have to go and talk to, like, a toy professional or, like, somebody at a store. That's what I do now. I watch art, like, for this TV stuff. I'm buying a 4K TV. I know it's not toys, but I'm older now. That's my new toy, right? I'm watching, like, rteens.com's, like, or reading their, like, intense review on, like, the color gamut. Why, like, what's the viewing angle on this TV versus this, But, like, you can kids that are 12 can do this on YouTube for whatever toy they want. Like,
true.
So you don't have to go play with the toy or talk to somebody that knows a thing or two about the newest Lego or the newest Nerf gun. And also, like, big box stores are dying. Like, Walmart is having to do so many new things.
So, do you think it's a good thing that, they're closing stores because of Amazon?
Oh, yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
As long as, like, Amazon doesn't win the whole market, which would never happen because it's just how capitalism works.
Right.
But
that's kind of what I was thinking, asking that. Is that in some point it's kind of sad because it's not good for, economically speaking.
10 years from now, we're going to be able to play with the newest Nerf gun virtually. Like, to try. Yeah. No, totally. Like, that's 100%.
10 years?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's like...
Uh-huh. Yeah. 95 to 2005, dude. Think about the difference for just video, watching a review and stuff. Yeah. And then 2005, 2015.
Have you messed with any VR shit?
I want to get a PSVR because they are on sale right now for $150.
It's not like where you want it to be.
Yeah.
It's derpy. And it's just like, it's not there yet. So in order for them to have like such a customizable, like, any toy you want to play with, maybe like one toy, like maybe there's one toy you can try out, but
sponsors,
like, and exactly. It's just like that. It's just not even close to there yet. I'd say 5 years, it's like closer to being like good video games and shit.
Right. Yep.
10 years, you'll have good video games on there. Like 50 years, you'll have like...
Why are you talking only about video games? It's all about porn, dude. Well, the porn industry is what drives tech.
That's true. That's
video games. But
there's this interesting quote I heard that's when virtual reality becomes cheaper than dating, humanity is over. Like,
oh my god, that's so interesting.
Because it's when it becomes inefficient, like when you have like a virtual experience with like a woman that's perfect, why would you ever fuck with like an imperfect?
And it costs you $9.95 a month to rent her instead of
$2,000.
Yeah. Damn, dog.
There's a pause button and everything.
Talking about being fancy. Geez.
Yeah, I have to take her out for a fancy dinner virtually or whatever, like in real life on Valentine's Day,
Speaking of which, has anyone watched Black Mirror?
Yeah.
So I haven't watched all of them, but dude, I absolutely love Black Mirror.
Did you watch the first few episodes?
Of what?
The new
first season? The first, oh yeah. I've seen all of them.
So
but like,
I just started watching, and the second episode of the first season was kind of like that, where it's all just virtual reality. They were just like waking up, and then they're just surrounded by screens.
Oh yeah,
pop-ups, and they had to do the bikes.
Yeah.
Points.
That one.
But
hit
that
me.
like, dude, that's what kind of what I was thinking when like virtual reality is just gonna fucking take over one day, and like.
Yeah,
that was a nuts episode. I love that.
Oh yeah, dude. I want to rewatch.
It was the guy that was in Get Out, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, yeah, good point. I didn't notice
that.
Yeah.
That's actually what I said when I first saw Get Out. I was like, oh my god, this dude was so good in Black Mirror.
Yeah. It had like gain points to
credits.
Yeah, credits, and then they would eventually you could use that to like
try out
for like
becoming someone. I think that's what it is. Like becoming a singer, becoming an athlete.
But it turned out. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, don't spoil. But yeah,
exactly though. Because, and I love the message behind all of those. Like I'm assuming that just carries throughout the whole thing. We're just like technology is fucking us. Like we're
it's the new age. Whatchamacallit? Twilight Zone.
I think it's kind of portraying worst case scenarios with every
totally.
one of these
Like
technologies. Like
the
one that like really hit home is like the uploading consciousness. I think that's where some crazy, horrible shit, like where people get caught in pain loops or something like that for like eternity. That's like really dark shit, and there's going to be a lot of people that get really fucked up by that.
There was that one where you can like they had like that remote and they can like flash back to that moment where you got in that argument, and then you can like prove someone wrong, And I think is that the same episode?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you can prove someone wrong because you actually did say that to me or whatever.
Recorded, yeah.
Yeah, everything's recorded and you like buzz out for a second. There's the other one, San Junipero, which is like the last season, not the newest one that just came out. It's all about the social media ratings where like you have to have a 5 out of 5 stars. If you have a 4.3, you're like
lower class.
It's so weird because like it could like seems like this is just like 30 years now in the line. Like it could like maybe.
Oh yeah, this episode when they rate people with their phone, it's really. I mean, it's not reality, but it's close to like
Well, yeah.
Like I said, like they're all worst case scenarios that could just be horrible. Any of them could happen. But I would say there would have to be there would have to be something horribly whack going on at that time for it to happen.
Jeez.
Yeah. Let's before we close out the podcast, let's talk about something that's happening here in Des Moines besides Toys R Us closing down. Let's talk about some positivity up in here. Nick, what do you got for us for Des Moines plans for a new venue?
Yeah, so Water Works Park. We all know Water Works. That's where 515 Alive was held last year. I guess talks for creating a new amphitheater has been going on since 2014, but it just got approved for them to start breaking ground on it. So they're going to start building this year. So there's a few different things they're doing. I'm looking at the maps and I'm trying to figure out like where exactly it is.
I know I couldn't figure it out either.
But so I guess the park is 1,500 acres, so they're going to turn 90 acres of it. So not a huge piece of the park, but they're going to turn it into a natural amphitheater with like a flat. It almost looks like just a flat stage, concrete stage. They said it should be able to hold about 6,000 to 8,000 people.
Wow,
which is pretty big.
Yeah. Wells Fargo's I think 10. Seven Flags is 3. So keep that in mind. It's like in between.
And they're gonna and then they're going to have just like another because they already have like some big open grass areas. They're gonna have like a 30-acre just open grassland area for just whatever that people do there now, picnics and frisbee and just chilling and all that kind of stuff. Gravel travel, smoke weed. So yeah, I mean that's going to be awesome for the community. I think that's going to be like a go-to place for a lot of events. But a couple of things kind of came to mind when I was reading this. Flooding.
Oh wow.
Which
good
is
point.
It always floods.
I mean, every year it floods. Yeah.
Hinterland moved because of flooding. They just couldn't do it there because it just wasn't reliable. Like they didn't know if it was going to be flooding or not. Jolly Holiday Lights. I know it's like in the winter, but still they moved from Waterworks to Adventureland because just weather and just like they can't like make it happen. So
is this confirmed for Waterworks? I thought it was I thought we were talking about south, like going south of like downtown, where it was going to be. But now for this like new amphitheater. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, this is 100% confirmed. They're going to be breaking ground this year, and then it should be up and running for like festivals and events in early 2019.
Wow.
Dude, that would be the coolest venue if they like elevated it a little bit and then like it flooded and then you're just like surrounded by water. Like you're like moated around you.
That would be
much.
Cool if they like thought this through like that. Yeah.
So they did kind of mention the flooding a little bit. They said in the area where they're building it that it's the area of the whole park that's the least prone to flooding. So they did kind of keep that in mind, and that's why it's just such a small area of the whole park.
Nice.
And also, if you're familiar with the area, Grays Lake is just right across the street, and there's trails that connect the two parks. So they're going to make an underpass that goes under Fleur Drive, so you can get from Grays to
That's awesome.
So maybe all the floods will go to the underpass.
I know, right? See, that's what I thought too. Like that's just gonna
some Mario shit, dude. Swimming from one world to the other world, like underneath in the pipes. Oh, dude, no, the eel's like coming
Mario
for you.
3 or that's what
Mario 64, dude. The eel eating you.
That's great.
Or
there's a
Odyssey, baby.
Odyssey, there's an eel that eats you?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I got 300 moons and beat that shit in 7 hours and I haven't touched it since.
Really? I got to about 4 or 5, but awesome. There is definitely an eel, so you got to find it.
So one question I had, so 515 Alive was held there this year, but sounds like they're going to be doing construction this year. So is that going to affect 515 Alive? Probably.
515 Alive has had so many people show up this year, but they had so much more room.
They had 30,000 people show up.
30,000?
Between 30, the 2 days. So it's 15.
Yeah, from what I kept reading, it just said 30,000. So that's probably total. But yeah, so that's why I was also like, an amphitheater that only holds 6,000. I know they had multiple stages, but like that's going to affect this in some way.
Yeah, definitely.
But overall, it's awesome. It's great for Des Moines. We need another venue. You've been talking about it for years. We need another large issue.
We've actually covered this same topic on the EZPZ for all 3 years we've been around, for sure. And like I said, there's been rumors about where it's going to be. It was going to be south of Grand, downtown, or south of MLK. Yeah, downtown.
They may still be doing it
by the river,
but
this is cool.
The one that I mean, it's awesome for us. I think it's great. It's going to be cool, and then have another awesome outdoor venue, because we don't really have one besides. What's the one on the river? Nightfall?
Nightfall on the River.
Which is tiny.
What's it called? Nightfall on the River. What's the venue?
Why am I...
My cousin got married there. I don't even know. But
I just know they call it Nightfall on the River. That's all I know.
Yeah. It has a stage name. But anyway, I know what you're saying. In Brenton Skate Park.
Yeah. I think it'll be good for us.
Who do you guys want to see there? Who's that mid-tier artist that we got to see play there, though?
That's a...
not a Wells Fargo Arena like Katy Perry.
Motorhead? Oh, R.I.P. Lenny.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Time to play the game!
Hey, that's another song that I believe was on the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely, dude.
Yeah, dude. Triple H. That's how
that's how I found out about Motorhead for sure.
Yeah. It's going to be great. I hope that it won't affect 515 Live. I don't see it affecting it, just because, like you said, that small piece of land.
Wouldn't they just have it there now?
I think they're going to have it again. It was so successful, dude. It was amazing.
No, I meant, wouldn't they just have it there then?
At that 6,000 to 8,000 venue?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be ready, is what
and
I was
it won't be
about.
big enough.
Oh, well, I didn't mean this year, I guess. But,
eventually I think it will.
Move it there?
And then that'll just be one of the multiple stages they have, probably. Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah. For sure. Good things coming for Des Moines. Big things popping. Little things stopping. Who said that? Fat Joe or something.
That's some good stuff. Huh?
We've been in your ears for an hour and a half. If you made it this far, we appreciate you. You can find the EZPZ at the EZPZ on Instagram and Twitter, all that goodness. I'm Sean S. Johnson. Nick, actually, Clem, let's start with you. Where can they find you, Clem?
Facebook or on the tennis court.
In the real world, baby.
No, on Facebook or just email.
Your birthday's gonna be coming up. Come out, buy him a drink, buy him 10 drinks. Let's get him effed up, man.
And then at 2 a.m. we'll go to a tennis court and play a drunk ass game of tennis.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Doubles, baby. I get Clem.
Yeah. No,
what is that? Hate, love? Love is a term in tennis, right?
Yeah.
Isn't
40 love.
Isn't love a term in tennis?
Yeah, it's a scoring thing. I think it means you have the same
40,
score, right?
It's 40 love, and it's 45 what equals love.
I thought that love meant that you guys had the same score.
Yeah, I mean, 48 or, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they probably say different.
No, they say love for 40.
Oh, okay.
Last week, I talked about full court press, and I used the term incorrectly.
Oh, really?
I thought about it, and I was like, no. So when they're passing it in, so someone scores and they're passing it in, it's when the whole team is still, pressing that guy and guarding the guy passing. Anyway.
All right. He had one of those housekeeping things happen where he has to clean up some errors he made last week. I've had that many times.
I've probably had that before.
Yeah. So, Trey, you got some places we can find you on the internet.
Oh, just a couple. We got Totally or twitch.tv/Totally Trey. I have a YouTube. You can just search up Totally Trey because you have crazy URL bullshit on there. I've been putting up a bunch of videos on that. And then I got the Twitter, Totally_Trey, and then Instagram, Totally.Trey.
If you are on the EZPZ, for all of us, for Nick, Trey, and I, our social media and everything, if you're on the EZPZ.com, just go down to the bottom of the description or of this article, EZPZ episode 62, and you'll have all of the links to Trey's work, all of the links to Nick's mix and all that, but just want to say that.
Hey, thanks, dude.
Yeah. I'm linking out. I'm trying to do one good thing or one improvement every episode. So yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
All that shit's linked.
That's what it's all about, man. Baby steps. If you try to take these huge steps, your legs aren't long enough. So I think it's good to do little teeny things one at a time.
Damn.
More
words of wisdom.
Every episode I'm getting something from Trey.
Dude, I have this way of faking the amount of success I've achieved. I'm pretty honest about what my viewer count and shit is, but I can talk I know about these huge people, but I don't know.
I watched your video where you're giving out tips for streamers, and I liked it a lot. Yeah. Like, it's like I legit did learn a couple things, or I legit did hear you say things that you and I have had like in just one-on-one conversations about. We repeat them. I'm like, yeah, dude, that hits at home. Yeah, so legit. You I think you need to do more of that good like that content like that.
Yeah, I actually have. I did 2 new videos yesterday that were like, one was like a networking video, just like how to network with people on Twitch or social media or whatever, and then like I did just like an OBS, like open broadcast tour, nice. Like just like kind of showing people around all the like weird transitions and shit I have.
So OBS is like an OS that that Twitch streamers can use to like add cool effects or transitions, right? Like
it's
on
like
the fly.
It's the main thing that you use. It's like the recording software that like puts it to Twitch and shit. Like almost everyone uses that or XSplit, but also there was another new platform that just recently launched by Steam Labs or whatever. But anyway,
Nick, where can they find you?
Instagram, bazooka_Nick, and SoundCloud at Nick Gandy. And I did put the latest episode of Nick's Mix on Apple Music.
Yeah, baby. And that's going to be linked here at the bottom of the article. Apple Music has Nick's Mix. We are very fortunate, us Apple Music people only. That's me. Hashtag Nick's Mix 9.
I retweeted it. I can't listen to it because I'm not on Apple Music.
But he has on Spotify. No, you have it on SoundCloud.
Yeah, they're on. They're on the SoundCloud.
I'll have to find that link too.
Yeah,
is that going to be in the description?
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay.
I just made a note to myself to make sure it is. So yeah, that's going to be in the description. Nick, everybody out there listening, tell Nick, text Nick, message Nick Gandy on Facebook or whatever to make some art. Yeah. Homeboy is working on my bookmark over here, and I'm totally in on this.
You paint?
Yeah, I usually do watercolor. On that note, real quick, I do have something kind of cool coming up. A friend of mine from work, he publishes his own comics, and he's just done a couple of children's books, and he has a Kickstarter out there for his new comics. He's already like reached his goal. But one of my drawings is going to be part of his stretch goals. So if he gets enough backers, then one of my drawings he's going to make prints of and give out to people. So,
oh yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Pretty cool, and another way to kind of get my shit out there. So
no, absolutely, dude, that's fucking awesome.
The link should be at the bottom here for that Kickstarter campaign with the children's book and more about that. So yeah, we'll get that on there.
It's like better networking than I've ever done.
Collabing, dude. That's what. Look at us. We're doing this. We're I learned like 900 things about every single one of you during this podcast. So maybe not Nick, because I know everything about Nick. I know his. We've been there. We get to the depths of our. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say my cousin is a graphic designer.
Really?
And when I saw the bookmark, he made a bookmark for a big company in France. So if if you want to like have some advice, like that's his job.
That's awesome. So. I always that was like one of my goals. Like when I was young, I was like, you're gonna be a graphic designer. Like that would be awesome to learn to do art.
Man, there is nothing better. If I won like the lottery tomorrow, I know exactly what I'd buy you. Like seriously, like you need to get an iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil or the equivalent Wacom, WACOM.
I do have a bamboo tablet.
Yeah. See, dude,
I'm trying to learn some shit. It's very hard to.
No. What I'm saying is I'm talking about my 4K TV and my new. I want to get a new podcasting equipment, all this stuff this year, and then I think, I just feel like 2018 should be. Let's not go to we don't have Somerset to go to now, we have to use that disposable income.
RIP.
Well, 5 years of work, boys. 5 years of every day.
For sure.
It's easier to say than do, but I want to go to TwitchCon with Trey in October.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
That'd be like Trey's birthday.
So they haven't announced where it's at yet. So on the one podcast where you were asking me when it was, I'm like, I have no fucking idea.
Well, it's in October, but it was in San Diego last year. It's kind of like this 1/4, I think it was. I might be talking on my ass, but I'm hoping it's like in Austin or somewhere like that.
I'm hoping it's in Chicago, or
there you go.
Kansas City, somewhere fucking close.
I don't want to fly either, but
no, I really don't want to make it into a gigantic expensive trip, but I will if I have to.
So you're 100% in.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's just there's a lot of people I want to meet, and there's a lot of shit that's just a few steps ahead of me that if I know what I'm in store for, I'll be better prepared. And one of my favorite quotes is success comes when preparation and opportunity meet.
Yep.
And like, I'm just trying to be ready for that next step, you know?
Yeah,
so.
totally.
More words of wisdom from Trey.
yeah. I love
You're
it.
too old for us.
Yeah, no, dude.
Wisdom.
30 this year, boys. 30.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's going to be a sick 30th birthday party, right? Isn't it October, your birthday?
I mean, probably just like some Xanax in a bathtub, man.
No, I mean, like, being, going to TwitchCon would be a good
it'd be
birthday,
hella good because...
Send off those 20s, like, you know.
Yeah, because I've been, like, realizing that, like, a lot of the people I look up to are a hell of a lot older than me, and I shouldn't be, like, comparing myself to them anyway. So.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Comparing is never good for the psyche. But as far as, like, things up in the future for the EZPZ, like I said, you can find us at the EZPZ. I want to do some sort of cool stuff with party mode. This is, like, an idea I got. Party mode is like a mode in most video games where you can like, dude, party mode, man. But like where you know, multiplayer mode essentially. So like me and Clem and Nick and Trey like all playing games on a Sunday afternoon, Twitch. Yeah, and maybe we could do like a dual broadcast.
I invite you guys to play Rocket League,
dude.
Dude! I didn't want to do it on the air, but now
now it's out there.
It's immortalized.
We tried to play it online and we got like kicked.
Oh, we got our asses kicked.
Dude,
so good.
I've been playing some on there, and I'm killing them.
Really?
Yeah.
We've won 0 games, literally.
I've got a couple. Well, let's just leave it.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us for episode 62, EZPZ Podcast. We're trying to drop that but it's a little bit hard. You can still find us at theezpz.com. This has been EZPZ, and we out.
Peace.
Deuces. Yeah.